Hi everyone, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this chocolate hazelnut layered cake. This is a little bit different than my regular videos. It's a more complicated, more detailed recipe video. It is much longer because I'm going to be showing you every single step. This is a chocolate hazelnut layered cake, as I mentioned. It has these beautiful layers, and this is a recipe for someone who's looking to up their baking game. If you've been baking for a while and you want a fun project to get into, this is a recipe that you're going to try. It's great for doing during the weekends. It's so much fun and has lots of chocolate and flavor. The layers are as follows: chocolate sponge, a chocolate hazelnut praline crunch layer, a chocolate mousse layer, and a hazelnut mousse layer, and then the entire cake is glazed in a chocolate ganache glaze. It's actually not that complicated. It just takes some time and effort, and the result is extravagant. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to be doing is making the chocolate cake. This is a chocolate sponge cake, and what you're going to do is start by breaking 4 eggs into the bowl of a stand mixer or a large bowl if you're going to be using an electric hand mixer. Add your sugar and then use a whisk to just give that a mix. Now you're going to place the bowl on a pot of hot water, and then we're going to continue to whisk the eggs just to warm them up a bit. We're not trying to dissolve the sugar here, we're trying to warm up this mixture because when we beat up warm eggs, it's going to become so much more fluffy than when we beat up just regular cold or room temperature eggs. You're going to remove that from the pot when it feels warm to the touch. There's no exact temperature for this, it just should feel warm. You don't want to make it hot and cook the eggs, do keep that in mind. And then you're going to turn on the whisk attachment and beat this on medium speed for around 5 full minutes until it looks fluffy just like this. Now we're going to reduce the speed to medium and then beat that for another 5 minutes until it reaches a glossy, thick consistency. The ripples should stay up on the surface before disappearing slowly. We're going to set that aside, and in a separate small bowl, you're going to combine together some vegetable oil, milk, unsweetened cocoa powder, and some salt. Give that a good mix until it's smooth and lump-free, just like this. Now we're coming back to our whipped eggs. I have here a mixture of cake flour and baking powder that I sifted and mixed together. I'm going to add that in and then use a spatula to fold this very gently until you no longer see any streaks of flour. You really want to make sure to get all the way down to the bottom because the flour does tend to hide there. Next, we're going to add the cocoa mixture and then gently fold once again until it's fully incorporated. Once everything is fully incorporated, your batter should look something like this. We're going to add all of the batter into a greased 9x13-inch pan, which is greased only on the bottom using some butter or oil. Do not grease the sides of your pan because we want the sponge cake to stick to the side so it doesn't deflate while it's cooling. Give that a tap to remove any air bubbles, and then we're going to bake this for around 25 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Your toothpick should come out clean once poked in the middle, and immediately after it comes out of the oven, you're going to tap it on the countertop 1 or 2 times and then set it aside to cool down completely. Once cooled completely, use a butter knife to release the sides of the cake, and then you're going to divide the cake into 3 equal rectangles that are approximately 4 by 9 inches each. Next, we're going to move on to making our homemade feuilletine. Feuilletine is a light and crispy pastry that adds the most incredible crunch to desserts, and we're going to use it to add the perfect texture to this cake. Combine 2 room temperature egg whites and some powdered sugar along with some powdered vanilla or vanilla extract. Now into this, I'm going to add melted and cooled unsalted butter and give that a good mix just until incorporated. Now into this goes some all-purpose flour, and then we're going to mix just until combined without making your flour fall all over the place like I did. Your mixture should look smooth and creamy just like this. Now you're going to line 2 baking sheets with parchment paper and then divide the batter between the 2 sheets, and then use an offset spatula to spread this out very, very thinly. If you think it's thin, it needs to be thinner. Trust me, I've done this tons of times. The thinner it is, the better your feuilletine will turn out. It will be more like the store-bought versions. Speaking of store-bought, you can definitely use store-bought feuilletine if that's easier for you to find, or if you don't feel like making your own. You're going to bake these in an oven that is preheated to 200 degrees Celsius for around 8 to 10 minutes. Once it's fully cooled, it's going to crisp up, and it takes like 2 to 3 minutes to cool down completely. Then comes the fun part. You're going to use your hands to break these up into flakes. You don't want to break it up into little pieces or powder. You just want to break them up into flakes like this. You're going to store this in an airtight container until they're ready to use. Now it's time for the hazelnut praline paste. If you can find store-bought hazelnut praline paste, then you can definitely use that, but it only takes 2 ingredients to make. You're going to spread out your granulated sugar on the bottom of a heavy bottom saucepan and place that on medium flame. We're going to let this melt while stirring with the pot like I'm doing so in the video. You don't want to use a spatula at this point. If your caramel is burning too fast, you want to lower the flame to low. Once your caramel looks something like this, you can start using a spatula to give it a mix. We don't want to make this a dark brown color. We're looking for a golden amber color. Once the sugar is fully melted, you're going to add in roasted and skinned hazelnuts. If your hazelnuts are not already pre-roasted and skinned, I have the detailed instructions in the written recipe, which will be available on my blog, thefoodflamingo.com. You can find a link to that in the description box below. You're going to give that a mix until the hazelnuts are fully coated in the sugar, and very quickly transfer this onto a lined baking sheet. You're going to leave that to cool down until it's fully hardened, and then break it up into chunks. I'm trying to do this with my hands, but after I posted the reel, somebody suggested that I use a hammer, and that is a much better trick. You're going to add your pieces of hazelnut praline into a strong blender or food processor and then blend it up until it's nice and smooth. This is what's going to look like in the beginning. This is not yet ready. You're going to blend it up even more, and then it's going to look something like this. You might think that this is finished, but it's actually not. You're going to keep blending until your praline paste looks something like this. Very smooth and runny. When you pick it up with a spoon, it should just drizzle right down. I'm going to store this in an airtight container until it's ready to use. Now it's time for the chocolate mousse. This is the most delicious chocolate mousse that you will ever have. Trust me, it is life-changing. You're going to start off by melting some dark chocolate in a microwave-safe bowl and then set that aside. If you don't have a microwave, you could also use a double boiler. Now in a small saucepan, combine some granulated sugar and heavy cream, give that a good mix, and set it aside for now. In a separate medium-sized bowl, you're going to combine 3 egg yolks and just give them a good whisk. Take your cream mixture and you're going to place that on medium flame and bring it to a gentle simmer. This method of making chocolate mousse is a French method called pot à baume. You're going to basically stream this hot cream into the egg yolks while whisking continuously. This process is called tempering the eggs so that we don't cook the eggs by adding too much hot liquid at once. And now you're going to add this egg mixture back into your saucepan, and we're going to place this on low flame while whisking and cook this for around 30 to 40 seconds until the mixture thickens. You'll know it's done when steam starts appearing from the pan and the mixture is thickened slightly. Immediately remove it out of the pan and back into the bowl, and then we're going to use an electric hand mixer to beat this up until it's light and pale and fluffy, just like this. At this point, this mixture should feel either cold or at room temperature, and our melted chocolate from the first step should feel warm. We're going to add the warm chocolate into this egg mixture in 2 batches, folding well between each batch. And now our chocolate mixture is ready to go. We're going to set this aside, and in a separate large bowl, we're going to beat some cold heavy whipping cream to stiff peaks. When it comes to the heavy cream, you want to make sure it has a fat percentage of 35% or higher. Otherwise, your cream is not going to beat into stiff peaks. It also should be fully chilled, otherwise it will not beat into stiff peaks. We're going to add the chocolate mixture into this fluffy whipped cream in 2 batches, mixing well between each addition. You do want to be gentle, not to deflate all of the air that we just beat into the cream. And your chocolate mousse is ready to go. The hardest part is resisting yourself not to start eating this by the spoonful, because adding it onto the cake is going to take it to the next level. You can set that aside at room temperature while we make the next mousse. For the hazelnut mousse, you're going to beat some cold heavy whipping cream to stiff peaks. You can use an electric hand or stand mixer for this step. Now in a separate small bowl, we're going to combine together some of that delicious hazelnut praline paste that we just made and about 3 tablespoons of mascarpone or cream cheese. This is optional. What it does is add stability to our hazelnut mousse. We're going to add this hazelnut mixture into our whipped cream in 2 batches, folding well between each addition. Again, being very gentle so we don't deflate all the air that we just whipped into the cream. And our luscious and very simple hazelnut mousse is ready to go. Now it's time for my favorite layer, the hazelnut praline crunch layer. In a medium-sized microwave-safe bowl, you're going to add in some dark chocolate and melt this in 30-second bursts until it's fully melted. And into that, we're going to add more of our homemade hazelnut praline paste and give that a good mix. Into this goes some chopped hazelnuts just to add some more crunch and our homemade feuilletine. The chopped hazelnuts is optional, but I love the extra texture that it adds. Give that a good mix until the chocolate is fully coated over the feuilletine and our crunch layer is ready to go. The next step is chocolate simple syrup. All you have to do is combine the listed ingredients in a saucepan, bring it to a boil, let it cool down completely, and your simple syrup is ready to go. Now we have all of our components ready. The crunch, the syrup, the 2 mousses which I added into a piping bag, and of course our chocolate cake layers. Now it's time to assemble. I placed a large cake board on a turntable and added the first chocolate cake layer on top. Then I'm brushing the cake using a pastry brush with the chocolate simple syrup. You do want to make sure that your simple syrup is fully cooled before using. Then I'm going to pipe a border of the chocolate mousse all around the cake just like this. Then use an offset spatula to just secure the border on the bottom. Next, we're going to add a layer of the chocolate hazelnut praline crunch. You want to add enough just so that there is an even layer that will fit inside that border. Use an offset spatula to spread it out to make it nice and flat. There will be a little bit left over of the hazelnut praline crunch. You can save that for yourself. Next, pipe on a generous layer of chocolate mousse using the method I'm doing in the video. Use an offset spatula to make that nice and even, and then we're going to add on the next chocolate cake layer, which I did accidentally break in the middle, but I used some hazelnut mousse like a glue to fix it up. Next, you're going to brush on some more chocolate simple syrup, and then we're going to add on a generous layer of the hazelnut mousse. As you can see, using a piping bag does make the assembly process so much easier, so if you have some piping bags on hand, I highly recommend that you use them. Then use an offset spatula once again to just spread that out evenly and make it nice and neat. Then we're going to add on a thin layer of chocolate mousse. This is just so that when we cut it up, we can see another layer, making it look even prettier. Spread it out using your offset spatula, and then we're going to add on the last layer of chocolate sponge cake. You're going to brush this as well with some chocolate simple syrup, and then we're going to cover the entire cake with the remaining chocolate mousse. Again, having it in a piping bag just makes it so much easier to add it all into the sides of the cake. Use an offset spatula to spread that out neatly. You don't have to cover every single little piece of chocolate sponge cake that you can see because we are going to cover the entire cake with a chocolate glaze. So this is more of a crumb coat. We're going to chill this for at least 6 hours or preferably overnight. It is the next day and it's time to finish this cake. I know it's been a long road, but we're almost there. For the chocolate ganache glaze, you're going to combine together some dark chocolate, heavy cream, and some butter, and then melt that in 30-second bursts, stirring in between in the microwave or using a double boiler. I'm going to pour that into a large pitcher so that it's easier for us to pour over the cake. And then we're going to let this cool down to around 40 degrees Celsius, which is around 104 degrees Fahrenheit. In the meantime, I'm going to use 2 large offset spatulas to carefully pick up the cake and place it on top of a wire rack that is placed on a lined baking sheet. If you need to, please use someone's help to help you pull off the cake board on the bottom because you don't want to ruin all of your hard work. Once your ganache has cooled down to 40 degrees Celsius, you can go ahead and start pouring. Start from one side and work your way all the way to the next. You're going to start with the top, it will drip down, and then we can go ahead and fill up any empty spaces. I'm going to stop yapping and let you look at this mesmerizing chocolate pour. Let the cake sit for around 5 minutes just to let the chocolate drip off, and then it's time to decorate. I just wanted to do something super simple, so I took some of that hazelnut praline paste in a plastic bag, and it did explode, so I did it again, and I just put some lines of hazelnut praline paste all over one corner like this. Then I added some chopped hazelnuts, and then I added some larger pieces of hazelnut on top. Now you're going to use a small spatula to release the chocolate that is sticking between the rack and the cake, and then use 2 large offset spatulas to carefully transfer the cake to a serving tray just like you transferred it onto the rack. Again, make sure to take someone's help if you need to, because this step is stressful. And there you have it. Our chocolate hazelnut layered cake is ready to go. Isn't she gorgeous? It's worth the time, the effort, the money. It's worth every single bit. Now I'm gonna shut up and let you look at the inside because it is so good.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
Even I couldn't believe my eyes when I cut into this. That's why I gasped the way I did. Here is our beautiful, distinct layers. Tip to get neat and clean slices is to wipe your knife after every cut so that every single piece has those visible, beautiful layers. I have waited 2 days, so let's finally dig in. It's honestly so good, you guys. I cannot describe it in words. It has the perfect balance of flavors, textures. It's not too sweet at all. If that's what you've been wondering, it's perfect. Spongy cake, creamy mousse, crunchy chocolate and hazelnut praline, and then the hazelnut mousse is delicious. The detailed written recipe is available on my website, foodflamingo.com. Let me know in the comments down below if there's any other flavors that you would want me to put together to make a gourmet cake just like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.